welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. And it has been one hell of a busy week. Steve is sitting here sweating. He's just told me the last 10 minutes has been absolutely manic. And then he's told me some of the news that's come through. And I can understand why. It is for Tottenham fans, there's a lot going on. You've seen Harry Kane has made a massive U-turn. He's staying for the rest of this year. What will Man City be doing? Ronaldo's potentially leaving Juventus. Man United are still trying to make moves. And you're in the best place to find out what's going on. First of all, I'd like to welcome Steve K in the room.
How you doing, Kieran?
I'm good. I see your sound engineer producing skills have just sort of gone from, say, 5 to about 20 in the space of about a minute.
That's it. Yeah. That's all I can think about in a minute.
Some would say I wasn't even prepared. I thought I was just talking about it. Next thing I know, it's happening.
It was happening. It was done and dusted.
It was like,
people,
how'd you do this?
Now my engineering schools are that good. There will be even quicker breaking news.
Oh, yes, there will be. There'll be exclusives. Boom, here, left, right, and centre. Steve K is going to be like a journalist on the go, mate. He's going to be on fire.
If that's even possible.
It is possible. Make sure you hit the notifications, boys and girls, yeah? Hit that notification so you don't miss anything. I saw someone in the comment section the other day, asking me, how will I know when the shows are going on, yeah? First of all, a schedule's coming up. We'll release that schedule. But second of all, because there's so many impromptu videos, because we don't even know when we're going to go live as well, because we can't tell you when the news is going to come. So we're going to go live as soon as it drops, yeah? You need to hit the notification buttons, yeah? So we can tell you the news first. So you don't miss out on the news. So that we can have a conversation between ourselves about the news while everyone else is getting their week-old news from the tabloid papers. You could be here getting it first. Hey, Steve.
We keep saying it. You know, people out there now, you know, just click that subscribe button. You know, I keep putting it in Twitter. This is where you'll get it first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, time and time again, I have to keep saying, I told you so. I told you. You know, just sort of let me get on with my other stuff during the day and just click that subscribe button. And
Steve, you can take a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. There's a reason why these sayings live forever, because they're true, because they ring true.
Yeah.
You can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yeah. But we will carry on with what we're here for, which is the most up-to-date transfer news on the internet, on the interweb, some would say. Also, TikTok channel is up and running. We will put the details about soon. Yes. As soon as Steve dropped news, I'm dropping news as well. Don't worry. And maybe we'll get a bit of Steve on there as well. But for now, you're going to see
we might even do a bit of dancing on TikTok. Who knows?
Never, ever. Not for the life of me. There will be no choreographed dances, none of that. We won't be doing any of that garbage. Maybe if I've had a few drinks, but right now,
just the transfer news.
So just the transfer news for now. But if I do start getting hits because I'm wiggling the hips, then you never know. You never know. You never know. All right? Money makes the world go round, so we can see. We can make it happen. All right? All right. But first and foremost, we will get to the transfer news. All right, Arsenal fans. Saïd Kolasinac is close to completing the move to Fenerbahce. They are in talks. There was contrary news on that, but no, we've had it from good authority that Saïd Kolasinac is in talks with Fenerbahce, and that move will be happening. Turkish midfielder Ozan Tufan is close to moving to Watford. I think that deal's probably done by now. Yeah. But we've got a little bit more Arsenal news, actually. Big news. This is massive. Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Big Arsenal news. Steve, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Steve. Stop. Yeah. We have to make out that that's
It's
the
the
norm.
heat today.
That we have to make out that's the norm. I can't be dropping bombs like that and you're getting all giddy. No, this has to be the norm. Don't worry, I'll get the new one, and it's going to be boom exclusives.
It's gonna come out of the screen at you. It's gonna come out of the screen.
It's going to be the exclusive boom, and Steve's going to just fall off his chair, like
splashing water, like waterfall coming firing out.
You've got to be calm. You've got to be calm. You've got to be calm. All right. So this is massive news. Massive news. Arsenal have put in a bid for Kieran Trippier. They are after a right back, and a bid has gone in. Steve, tell the viewers more about that.
A bid has gone in. A bid has gone in for Kieran Trippier. He is now Arsenal's next number one target. They have put in a bid of £34 million to Atlético Madrid. It's not enough. Atlético Madrid want more. They want 51. Like Kieran has already said, they're going to want more. But if this for me, this is going to be a great signing. He can play right back. He can play left back. He can play in a number of positions. And people, you've got to keep an eye out on this one. There's going to be news in the next couple of days. I guarantee you that, and we'll have it for you here first.
Yeah, make sure you keep us in the loop on that one, Steve. We'll be putting that out on the Twitter, on the Instagram, and on the TikTok. Make sure, as I said, you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification buttons, because these videos will be coming thick and fast. When the transfer window's open, we will be coming live with any news that we've got. There is more Arsenal news. The interest in Philippe Coutinho has ended. Is it looking like he's likely to stay at Barcelona now, Steve?
Yeah, it looks like that. Barcelona have confirmed that he will be staying now. He's with the departure of Lionel Messi to PSG. Coutinho has been given that number 10 shirt. They have the faith in him to, not to, obviously no one can replicate what Messi has done in that number 10 shirt. So it could be a bit of a poison challenge for Coutinho getting it. Whether he may not want it, I don't know. It's certainly going to be a heavy shirt to carry in every football match. But Arsenal have ended their interest. Barcelona have said that he's staying. And he looks like he's going to be an integral part of Barcelona's season.
All right. And a bid for Eddie Nketiah went in, but it was not anywhere near to what Arsenal were looking for. I think it was a £10 million bid went in. Could you tell us more about that, Steve?
Yeah, they put in a bid. Palace for Eddie Nketiah for 10 million. Rising up to 15 million, so 5 million in add-ons. Arsenal want 20 million. Look, Arsenal want to do right by Eddie Nketiah. He's been at the club for a long time now, since he was a kid. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they want to do right by Arsenal. There's obviously we've had many shows now, and everyone should be aware of our cash and how they've got to sell and how they've got to get as much money as possible for their players. So they're looking for 20 million. Talks are still ongoing, so there could be a possibility. I've been told that if it went up to 15 million and then the add-ons of 3 million, then there would be an accept, and then he would be off to Palace. Mm-hmm. So keep an eye on that one as well. And again, any breaking news that we get on that, you'll be on here first. And
I think that'd be a good move for Eddie Nketiah, Palace. Yeah. Good level, London team. And I think if he scored goals at that place, he'd be loved by the fans. So I think that's the kind of place he needs. And I think he would score goals there as well, because he's that kind of dying breed of striker where he's a goal scorer. he's a record goal scorer with England under 21s, and he's a very much a poacher type player. But he just needs games to develop his craft, as to say. And that kind of player needs games. Otherwise, he's just going to go to waste. So hopefully, in my eyes, hopefully that deal gets done. Steve, will Messi and Ronaldo play together?
Oh,
I hope this can be done. Mate, when I saw the news last night that Cristiano Ronaldo is leaving and that there is potentially an agent, his agent is trying to engineer a move or make something happen. I spoke to you and you said his agent has had meetings. So, tell us a bit more about that.
They have had meetings. His agent was in Paris. He's been in Paris for the last 3 days. That's all we know as far as that goes. We do know that they have had one set of talks. That was a couple of weeks ago. So whether this second trip to Paris was just to go up the Eiffel Tower or something like that, we've got to, there's a little bit more we've got to find out. But, Juventus, they want to get rid of Ronaldo. His wages are just extortionate. Juventus are struggling to get players in and to free up Ronaldo's, wages. He's 36 now. Is something that Juventus want to do. With PSG looking for someone to play up front, possibly now with Mbappe possibly going to Real Madrid. That bid has already gone in. There's a lot of complications and ifs and buts and people saying different things, but we all know that Real Madrid definitely want
Ronaldo.
Mbappe. So what a better signing for him to come in than Ronaldo. And the prices that what Juventus are asking for is 25 million. And I think that's a no-brainer. I think even it's just for, let's get a collection box out.
Seasons. Let's not get twisted. This geezer is an absolute machine. He's a monster. Do you know what I mean? Cristiano Ronaldo is an absolute beast. So he can do 2 seasons in France. And I think if Messi's doing 2 seasons, Ronaldo will do 2 seasons. I think the world of football want it. I want it. You want it. And you know what? If they won the Champions League, I think I'll be cheering as well. Because if you can get Messi and Ronaldo in the same team, I think everyone wants to see that happy ending. They've been nemesis, arch rivals for how many years, competing for Ballon d'Ors, league trophies, European trophies. I mean, what a story this could be. Potentially 2 of the greatest footballers of all time ending their careers together. I want it to happen.
I think everybody does. I think anybody who's followed Messi and Ronaldo for through their careers, like me and you have, Kieran, it would be a dream, wouldn't it? Just to see Messi and Ronaldo playing together, as you said, in their last 2 seasons. But this is all going to depend on Mbappe leaving.
Yeah. Do you think that's likely?
Bid's gone in. Again, Transfer Exchange Show was first telling people that there would be a bid going in. Next day, a bid went in, shocked everybody. Never shocked the Transfer Exchange Show. We knew first. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of. They obviously do not want to get rid of him, but at the same time, it's a bit of a catch-22 because his contract runs out next year. They could possibly get the massive bid has gone in. They could certainly do with that money, and then they could bring Ronaldo in for 25 million. I think they should sell Mbappe. I think it's a no-brainer. And with their contract next year, Kieran, with it, where he could go for nothing. I can't see nothing. He's got to go. I find it amazing that he won't go.
Yeah, he's got to go. PSG are just playing hardball, really, aren't they? They're just trying to make sure that they're not seen as weak. Because look, if anyone's followed the whole Mbappe saga, the kid's a smart kid and he's engineered this himself. He's engineered this purposely. There's a reason why he didn't sign an extension on his deal, because he knew that if he did, this either is a deal that wouldn't even be a conversation, or if it was a conversation, you'll be talking about an extra 100 million on top of that. Like, because PSG would not want to sell Mbappe, but he knew that he would wind down his contract to a year left, then start speaking to other clubs, the main club being Real Madrid. And he knew that if Paris Saint-Germain wanted to get money for him, they would have to sell this season. It's a smart move from him. He's been in control from the start.
There's such a domino effect with this as well. If you're looking at it from PSG's point of view, this is his final year of his contract. So if you're looking at it from PSG's eyes, you're thinking, got to sell now to get this massive money. Otherwise, next year he goes for nothing. So he goes, they get this money, they bring in Ronaldo. So they've got Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar. Unbelievable. But there's a little bit extra to this, right? Paul Pogba.
Yes.
Paul Pogba.
Yes.
Paul Pogba could then think, if I'm Paul Pogba, I'm thinking, I'm going PSG.
Yeah.
To play with Messi, to play with Ronaldo, to play with Neymar.
Yep.
United already in talks with Camavinga. Work it out, people.
Yeah, it is a domino effect. It is a domino effect. Whether Paul Pogba will... Well, Man United, again, it's the same situation as Mbappe. Man United would be silly not to cash in on this player when they can. Would they let him go on a free? Would they take the risk of running down that contract potentially to try and get him to sign it in January, or to get him to sign by the end of the season after seeing what they've done? It's a big risk. It's a risk that not many clubs will want to take with an asset such as Paul Pogba. Okay, you can do that with a player who's winding down his career, but Paul Pogba's coming to the peak. And if you've seen how Paul Pogba's paid over the last season, and this season, and in the Euros, you want to cash in on Paul Pogba, because I just feel like Paul Pogba's just found himself, and he's only going to get better from now on. It's going to be the Rolls Royce Paul Pogba that everyone's been waiting for.
Do you think it's better for everyone if everybody leaves?
Yeah. Well, it's better for us. It's more. It's 100% better for us.
It's 100% better for us. But for the players and the clubs, it all sort of fits. It makes
sense. Everything
makes sense.
Especially in this current climate, no one's had money last year. Now everyone's starting to get a bit of money. Yeah. The money needs to be passed around football, and for the money to be passed around football, it means people going this year that are on the final year of the contract. Mbappe, 160 million. Pogba, 70, 80 million. Grealish, 100 million. Like, these players going, and even next year, Haaland leaving, 70 million. Kane leaving, 120, 130 million. These are big prices, big money. And all that money will be circulating around football, because it will drift from one to the other to the other. Right now, it's just rich people sitting with money in their pockets, and the money's not going anywhere. And if they all leave on a free, then it's still not going anywhere. It's just going. It's going back into the player's pocket. So,
but what's good as well, the clubs have got cover for the player who leaves.
Yeah, everyone has.
So you've got these opportunities. How often would that opportunity be there? Sometimes you think, I don't want to get.
Yeah, they don't want to sell because there's not the replacement.
There's not the replacement. But it's incredible what's going on at the moment. I mean, this, in our game, it's just, you're talking about the player we just spoke about, and then as you say, you had in Ireland onto that next season. You're adding Kane to it. It's just like the superstars of football. Yeah. And now moving. Yeah. And
it's all come at the same time. Yeah. It is. It's good for football. It's good for football. And it's good. As I said before, it's good for us. One thing that is good for football, or good for one team in particular, is Tottenham Hotspur. As we know, Harry Kane released a statement about how the reception that he got was unbelievable, and he will be staying for the foreseeable future until next summer. Manchester City have not given up. I'm pretty sure on that. But the most important thing for Tottenham Hotspur right now is what do they do next? And they are doing bits. One player I really like, Frank Kessie of AC Milan. Steve, you got some information on that one?
Yeah, Frank Kessie, again, someone very close to. I always have trouble pronouncing his name. Paratissier, very very close to him. They've had talks with his agent. He's someone that Spurs are looking at bringing in. A rumour that's been going around for quite a while now is Usamawa. We all Tottenham are very interested in bringing him in, and also Liverpool, who we all thought were nailed on to get Adama Traoré, but that seems to have sort of been going a bit quiet. And the people that I've spoke to are now not too sure that that the talk seems to have stalled and they've not really gone any further. Now Spurs are going in and expects a bid. You know what happens when I say this, viewers, don't you? Expects a bid in the next few days for Adama Traoré to go to Spurs for 45 million. Whether they'll bid 45 million is what they want. I'm not too sure what the bid will go in. I'm sure it won't be 45.
No.
But Spurs are looking at bringing Adama Traoré in. And I'm sure these players must have played some part into keeping Harry Kane for one more year.
Yeah, another player that they've been linked with that it does seem like they're very much interested in is Houssem Aouar of Lyon. Spoke to contact myself. Lyon very much want to sell Houssem Aouar. As we've seen in the papers or in the news, Jorginho is not happy with some of the attitudes of these players. One of them being Houssem Aouar. The news coming out is that Aouar is up for grabs for around about 20 million, which seems an absolute steal for a French international midfielder who's very highly regarded in the international and European stage. Steve, is that a deal you can see happening? Good value for money.
I think if someone wants that type of player and they need, a playmaker in the midfield, then I think 20 million's a bargain. I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. I'm not sure of him. I'm not sure of his attitude especially towards last season with the transfer going to Arsenal. Even this season, he's been, quoted in French newspapers throwing his toys out of his pram because of the fact that Arsenal seem to have gone and bought Houssem Aouar, and for some reason they didn't put that extra bit of money to get him. Well,
yeah, there was talk that it was that Arsenal were after James Maddison, and they couldn't his agent and him couldn't understand why they was after James Maddison, not him. Well, maybe it's because your agent brother's greedy and is trying to swindle an extra 10, 15 million in his back burner, rather than making sure your career develops as a footballer, which you are first and foremost, not whatever he's trying to do. So wind your neck in, son.
One place he won't be going is Arsenal. Arsenal bottled up down in that area. With Emil Smith Rowe. They've just bought Martin Odegaard. With Saka and Pepe. It's just another sort of play you don't really need. Arsenal need right backs and forwards now. Arwa means you're going to be putting somewhere like Smith Rowe or Odegaard in the bench, so it won't make any sense.
Yeah,
sometimes you've got to take your hat off, your transfer head off, and forget what you're reading and use your own sort of football common sense. It's just a transfer that will not make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense anymore. Harry Kane. So, any more information on Harry Kane?
Well, Harry Kane, he's come out. Obviously, we know now that he's staying. Had words with as soon as I heard it, I got in touch with me Man City sources, and like I said to you a week or 2 weeks ago, and I know it certainly is on the page. We told you that if something did go wrong with the Harry Kane signing, that Manchester City did have a plan B, which we told you. Man City are now in that process of working on that plan B. I'm still working on trying to find out what that plan B is, and it seems all my sources are trying to find out what that plan B is. For one person, it's not Lewandowski,
And it's not Cristiano Ronaldo.
and it's not Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's going to be interesting to find out there. But just a quick little rundown on the story. We know he's signing now. Man City made two bids. They made a bid of 122 million euro and 122 million and 150 million. Both figures were turned down by Tottenham, and now Kane has turned around and said that he will be staying for this summer. Kane will be going next summer. He may even possibly go January, but for me, Harry Kane keeps to his word. So unlike, I'm afraid, Tottenham fans, your chairman does. And I think he will be on his way summer. Where he will go, I don't know. I think it's going to be all depending on what Man City do in this window.
Do you think Man City will get a stopgap or the main man?
Well, who do we class as the main man who's out there now? We know
there's not many. There's
one who I see. There's one who I see, and
Martinez.
That's Haaland.
Oh, Haaland. What this season? You think?
Well, Man United, as we already know, have had talks. They've had personal terms agreed. They've had the fee agreed. But like I've said, what Dortmund want, they want an auction,
a bidding war,
at the end of the season, for Haaland. But if someone came up with the money now, 150 million, I mean, they've already put in 150 million for Harry Kane, so they can't be far off of Haaland.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility there. It's one worth keeping an eye on. But he would be the only one. Other than that, I can only see them having on, and maybe they will get a stopgap in. Again, but who that is, it's very difficult to see who it is at the moment.
Yeah, very, very, very tough to know they could be going for. Man United, in their search for a central midfielder, Saul Niguez is another option as opposed to Eduardo Camavinga, who we done a special on the other day.
Yeah, Man United, as we've said, a few times. I mean, last season their transfer negotiation skills was absolutely awful. This season it's the total opposite. They're on it. They're covering themselves, and they're certainly covering themselves as far as if Paul Pogba leaves. They've already had talks with Camavinga. They've had talks with Saul Jimenez. Saul Jimenez wants to go to Manchester United. They're looking around at about 40 million. No bid's gone in from United yet. There's just been talks. And the reason why there's nothing really 100%, no bid's gone down, is because he is a little bit way down the line as far as Manchester United are concerned. They're still in talks with Pogba to try and get him to sign a new contract. Then there's Camavinga after that. Yeah. So they can't start really going into much deep conversation and negotiations with Saul Jimenez, but he's certainly someone on their list.
Yeah. All right. And some news on RubenLoftusCheek.
Yeah, RubenLoftusCheek. There's not much on RubenLoftusCheek. It's just the fact he's next to not got a club at the moment. He can't find game time, and I like him. He's a decent player, Kieran. I really do like RubenLoftusCheek. I think if he's given a chance in the right side, I think he can become a good player. Yeah. And so does Jose Mourinho, because he's had talks with Roma.
Okay.
They're waiting to see whether other targets. They have got a couple of other options that they would rather bring in than RubenLoftusCheek, but he is on Roma's list, and it'd be good if he can go to somewhere like Roma or anybody, because he's a decent player. Yeah,
he's a very good player, And I know we spoke about it on the channel, and you spoke about it on Sunday on Capital Capital Radio, Russia's only English-speaking radio. Make sure you check it out with Alan Moore, great host.
Fantastic host.
You gave some news for Liverpool fans about Jeremy Doku, which some may not know. So if you could just relay that news as well.
Yeah, Jeremy Doku. Last summer there was talks between Liverpool and Jeremy Doku. They was very, very close to coming to a deal, and Doku becoming a Liverpool player. Doku wants to play for Liverpool. He has done for a long while. He's a big Liverpool fan. Klopp's a massive fan of Jeremy Doku. He's actually come out, very candidly and spoke and said how much he wants Jeremy Doku, and how he would how they have had talks this summer. A bid's gone in. It's been refused. But I think that's just a little bit of play acting from his club. Rennes, I think it's Rennes. Is it Rennes he plays for?
Yeah, Rennes.
Rennes, yeah. And expects another bid to go in. I think Jeremy Doku is going to become, like I said on the radio station, I think Jeremy Doku is going to be a Liverpool player.
Yeah, so do I. All right. Yep. So keep an eye on that. Jeremy Doku to Liverpool is very much a go. As we said, it's such a long backstory. It's a deal that I can't not see being done. Liverpool, it feels like this is the only player they've been sort of concentrating on. And I fully see that Jeremy Doku will be a Liverpool player by the end of this transfer window, which isn't long to go. And on that note, Steve, that is it. Crammed in a lot.
Just one more.
One more. I'm about to play the...
Bernardo Silva. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Bernardo Silva in this transfer window. Only a couple of days ago, he was offered to Real Madrid for £40 million. That because he wants to play in Spain. He has been linked to AC Milan, but he wants to play in Spain ideally if they can find a club. He said in a press conference recently, this is Pep Guardiola, that Silva wants to leave before the end of the window. Favourites, you're looking at Atletico Madrid, you're possibly looking at AC Milan, but he doesn't want to play in Italy. So Bernardo Silva, 100% leaving this window. Keep your eye out and let's to see where he ends up. I wouldn't mind him at my club, to be quite truthful.
Yeah, but, and then for all those people that are worried about Manchester City spending, this is how they get the money back, because they've got big assets on their books and players that clubs will want, and players that clubs are willing to spend some decent money on. So that 100 million outlay that they put on Jack Grealish will probably be halved. So yeah, keep an eye out. Yeah. As Steve said, Bernardo Silva looks like he could be off this summer. All right. Thank you for joining us, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Pleasure.
All right. Jam-packed full of stuff. A lot of stuff in there for Tottenham fans. Some big news in there for Arsenal fans. Man United, they're not messing around. As we said with Jeremy Doku, looks like a deal there will be done. And Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi could end up playing together. If you want to know whether that happens or not, make sure you are hitting the notifications. Make sure you make sure you hit the like and subscribe so that you can be notified as soon as we go live and as soon as the video drops. Thanks for joining us, people. Peace out. Stay safe and wash your hands.